Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Last night, November 25th, 2016, it was reported that Fidel Castro had passed away at age 90. I showed last night how his death was by the numbers, meaning it wasn't natural, it was a ritual. And now today, I have more information to prove this point. His death is definitely connected to the Jesuit order, and it's perfectly synced up with the visit of the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, who met with Fidel Castro September 20th, 2015. From that date to Fidel Castro's date of death, yesterday, November 25th, a perfect tribute to the Jesuit order, which we'll get to. So, Castro, in his early years, was educated at a Jesuit school. In 1945, he transferred from that Jesuit school to the University of Havana. And with regards to the year 45, I talked about how in last night's video he died on a date with 45 numerology and what the significance of that was. Interesting that he also graduated from Jesuit school in the year 1945, 14 years before becoming the president. We're going to talk more about 59, the year he became president, and what that has to do with his death in regards to the Jesuit order's birthday, which is September 27th. I also want to point out that all day and last night, the reporting from the U.S. on the death of Castro has been coming from Miami for obvious reasons. Miami happens to have Gematria 45, the number we're talking about. So does Holy Bible, and the Jesuit order is the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. I shouldn't have to explain the parallel to Holy Bible. In case you missed last night's video where I go into greater depth about 45, Donald Trump just being announced as the 45th president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, and what that has to do with John F. Kennedy, the last Catholic president, Catholics, Jesuits. I'll link that video in the description. But anyway, here's Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope. We're looking here at a picture of him before he was the pope. Back when he was just a Jesuit living in Argentina, here he is doing the Masonic pose known as the hidden hand. Freemasonry, Jesuits, pretty much one and the same. The Masonic order, again, within the Catholic Church. This picture last year is from September 20th, 2015, the Jesuit Pope meeting with the Jesuit President of Cuba. The date they met on was September 20th, 2015, a date with 44 numerology. The number 44, when you take all of the numbers that divide into it, they sum to 84. Right now in the United States, we're in the time of the 44th president, Barack Obama. Obama in Jewish gematria sums to 84, and supposedly his birthday is August 4th. 44, 84, they have a relationship. The word Jesuit equals 84. We're going to talk about the 33-day Pope in a moment, who died after the Jesuit order's birthday, died one day after the Jesuit order's birthday, the 33rd day of being Pope on a date with 44 numerology. The number 44 also has a lot to do with killing throughout history. JFK, the only Catholic president, the 35th president, Catholic equals 35, he was also the 44th term president. The last president to be assassinated, the first was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham equals 44, like Honest Abe. Got videos on JFK and Lincoln if you've never seen them. Pope Francis in Jewish gematria also sums to 404, kind of like 44. Last year, when he was arriving in the United States after coming from Cuba, when he first arrived in the U.S., it was September 22nd, getting off the plane at 4:04 p.m. Eastern Time. And with regards to 404, something like 44, Revelation, the final book of the Bible, has 404 verses, 22 chapters. He was getting off the plane September 22nd. Whoops. Let me get back to where we're supposed to be on this page. So anyway, 44, 404, 84. Just wait until I show you what the distance was in dates from their meeting to the date when I say their meeting, I mean Pope Francis, Fidel Castro, until the day Fidel Castro reportedly has died yesterday. Before we get to that, real quick, Pope Francis, the first Jesuit pope, born December 17th, 1936, date with 84 numerology. 84, number of the Jesuits. From the day they met, September 20th to November 25th, 2016, 433 days. And what is 433? It is the 84th prime number, the number for the Jesuits, 84. And if you think that's a coincidence, here comes the deal breaker for you. The Jesuit order's birthday is September 27th. Pope Francis left the United States in 2015 on September 27th through Philadelphia. Philadelphia is named from the book of Revelation with 404 verses. Pope Francis left through Philadelphia on the Jesuit order's birthday. Of course, the Catholic school, Villanova, just outside of Philadelphia, won the college basketball championship by the numbers as a tribute. Sports are rigged, your news is rigged. That's the message on my channel in case you're new here, and I've proven how. If you want to know, just take the time to watch my videos. Anyway, from September 27th, the Jesuit order's birthday, to Fidel Castro's death, 59 days. And that is the kill number in Jewish gematria, and that's also the year Pope Francis became president. Last night I showed how his brother's death, February 23rd, to his death was also synced up with the number 59, which we'll revisit. But again, Fidel Castro became president of Cuba in 59. Fidel Castro in gematria sums to 49. Like Revelation, he was the president from 1959 to 2008, 49 years, just like his name. Jesuit educated, likely had his name changed by the numbers during his time going to school there. So dead 59 days after his birthday. Dead at age 90. Cuba's 90 miles from Florida. The word dictator equals 90. We're going to talk about his funeral. They're having 9 days of mourning and then a funeral. We'll talk about that. In this picture here where he's with the Pope, you can see how they were sure to get that Adidas logo in there, you know? A little bit of advertising. I almost wonder if this is coincidental or not. Adidas has the same gematria as death, and death also connects to United States of America. Again, Castro, Cuba, United States of America, the Pope, Catholics, history. I think you understand the relationship. Fidel Castro is dead. The headline last night, crowds cheer in Miami. That was the update this morning. It was also the story last night. They also announced this morning that his funeral will be December 4th, 9 days after his death. That also means that Pope Francis's birthday, which comes December 17th, is 22 days after his death. Again, 22 chapters in Revelation. There's a Revelation riddle going on here. Donald Trump, the 45th president, Trump-Pence ticket. In Revelation, the warnings are trumpets. 7 of them. 7 trumpets are the warnings. Donald Trump will be 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old on Inauguration Day. So anyway, dead at 90, dictator 90, 90, that special number connecting to 33, which we'll talk about in a moment. Cuba also has gematria of 9. You know, 90 in numerology is 9 plus 0 equals 9. Cuba 9, dictator 90, Fidel Castro dead at 90. The date they're having his funeral, December 4th, 2016, that's a date with 52 numerology. That's the number of prophecy. Donald Trump went to the Jesuit University, Fordham, in 1964, announced as the president 52 years later. 52, very significant number to the gang, number of prophecy. They do so much by their prophecy code. Castro also just died on a date with a life lesson number, or not life lesson number, but a date with 52 numerology. Dead on a date with 52 numerology, having his funeral on a date with 52 numerology. Number of prophecy, always important to the game. If you saw my video on the death of Florence Henderson, Thanksgiving, supposedly the day before Castro, they said she died from heart failure, and they quoted the headline 124 on CNN for her death. Heart failure equals 124. Coded headline with 124. They did the same thing to Natalie Cole at the beginning of the year. You know, Florence Henderson, isn't it interesting that it's 90, just like how the next day the big news was Castro, and now they're having his funeral on 12/4, a lot like 124? You see the parallels? Oftentimes these things are all connected, because essentially the parallel is this. From Fidel Castro to Florence Henderson, they're actors and actresses working for the gang that rules over this world. The people who rule this world use symbols to control the masses, from leaders to celebrities. These are all actors owned by the Masonic, Zionist, Jesuit cartel that runs this world. Again, Fidel Castro, his birthday is August 13th, the anniversary of when construction began for the Berlin Wall. The night Trump was elected, I pointed out right away, Mr. Wall, Donald Trump, announced as the 45th president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Berlin Wall 45, a riddle with the Berlin Wall, John F. Kennedy, and Trump. Be sure to check out my videos if you've never gone back through all that I've put out. So with regards to 90, dying at age 90 in the end of 2016, 90 and 16 are the only two numbers when written out that sum to 33. Earlier this year, we saw the Queen turn 90, and on that same day, Prince died at age 57, a difference of 33 years. They lit up Niagara Falls purple, color of royalty. Prince, Purple Rain. His girlfriend was Vanity, who was from Niagara Falls. After Vanity died, I put out a video, and I said, Prince better watch his ass. We'll be reading about him next. He'll be the next to likely die in connection with Vanity. And that happened April 21st, 4/21. Prince in 1983 wrote a song, I Would Die For You, with the number 4 and the letter U. Used the 21st letter, 4/21. He dies on 4/21. By the numbers. Anyway, 90 and 16 connect to 33, that number of Freemason obsession. Uruguay sums to 33, Tupamaro 33. The reason that's interesting is because the movement that Castro became a part of was the Tupamaro movement that originated out of Uruguay, the country that broke off of Brazil after the movement known as the 33 Orientals. The 33 Orientals, this is one of my oldest videos talking about the significance of 33 shaping this world. The example of Uruguay, the Tupamaro movement. I've talked about Castro and Che before. Yesterday, November 25th, 2016, a leap year, was also the 330th day of the year. 330, to go with these other 33s. Castro in the Masonic network, like most world leaders, no doubt. And these people always die by the numbers. You know, see my video on Ronald Reagan, the 33rd governor of California, and why he died the day he died. It had everything to do with 33 as well. Last night I emphasized how the article was talking about how Castro outlived 6 U.S. presidents. When you write out 6 as a word, it sums to 52, like prophecy as well. So again, last night's research, Castro president for 49 years, Fidel Castro 49, with the S exception, also 58, like Freemasonry, secret society. Don't forget your S exceptions. S can be 1 or 10. His full name in Gematria, Fidel Alejandro Castro Ruz, Gematria of 104. He died 104 days after his birthday. 104, special number to the U.S., established July 4th, 1776. 104 date numerology. Jerusalem, this nation, the United States of America, this world, it's really part of a agenda. We are living out the New World Order agenda. What came over from Europe and settled the Americas and gave us all this history, it's all part of that ongoing agenda. It is a banker tyrant agenda. It is a Jewish Zionist agenda. It is Masonic. It is Jesuit. And this is how they do it, by the numbers all throughout history. It's no coincidence that Jerusalem has a USA right in the middle. Remember the new building, the One World Trade Center, which was done by your Freemason, Zionist, Jesuit assholes. Remember, they built the new building there 104 stories tall. They made it 1,776 feet. 17 plus 76 is 93, the number for Saturn, the keeper of time, the age Reagan died at. Remember, where that building is, there was the 93 World Trade Center bombing. September 11th had Flight 93 of 33 passengers. The first plane that supposedly hit the World Trade Centers hit floors 93 through 99. These people do everything by the numbers. Knock down towers, murder world leaders. Numbers are symbols. And these are symbolic events, symbolic deaths. It's like we're living out a storyboard, you know? This is how the story is being told in real time by the numbers. But most people don't realize it's a story. They don't realize how inorganic all of this is. Castro, also born in history on a date with 47 numerology, like the word president, like authority, like agent. Born in the year 26. Like God, like Mason, Freemasons playing God over the masses by controlling history, media, television, papers, magazines. Here's some more men doing the hidden hand in history. You recognize these two? Who's this over here? You know? You recognize that guy? 33rd degree Master Mason. George Washington. Let's close out with this last 33. The 33-day Pope, dead September 28th, 1978. Pope John Paul I. One day after the Jesuit order's birthday, September 27th. Again, dead on a date with 44 numerology. Kill equals 44, just like how Castro met the Pope on a date with 44 numerology, then died by the numbers of the Jesuits. You know, 33 days, dead on the 44 day. There's one more thing I meant to show you with regards to Castro and his brother. Castro's brother died in 2016 on February 23rd, 2/23. Masonic equals 223. The Synagogue of Satan equals 223. That's the name for the false Jews said to rule in the end times from the book of Revelation. From his brother's death, February 23rd, to his own death, 277 days. That's the 59th prime number. Again, kill 59. He became president in 59. He died 59 days after the Jesuit order's birthday. You know, when we got this Truth Seeker Network revolution built, when we have enough people participating, helping out, we can bring this to an end, huh? We all need to head over to the Vatican and let them know that we're on to them. Enough is enough. Turn the Vatican into a giant homeless shelter. You know? That's what Jesus would do. Until next time, Truth Seeker.